Well, this morning, while TikTok may come with some national security issues, it is not stopping major politicians from hopping on the app and trying to connect with younger voters.
Scripps News congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen shows us how it's being used on the campaign trail.
The campaigns are going to go to TikTok because that's where the young people are. And also they're going to go to TikTok because that's where people are scooping up video for the other platforms.
Media and public affairs professor Dave Karp equates today's popular TikTok accounts to top bloggers from 20 years ago. They serve to connect politicians with an audience who might not otherwise see them.
I try not to be judgmental on people, but when I see a well-tended gutter, it says a lot about somebody.
Right. Another thing that Obama did back in the day was every year in March, he would go on ESPN to give his March Madness bracket. Right. And that was smart because that's where he could reach people who aren't tuning in for political news.
TikTok has 170 million users in the U.S., and nearly half of those users between 18 and 29 years old go to the platform for politics and news.
The president is now on TikTok.
Former President Donald Trump joined in June, launching his account with a 13-second video that has amassed over 175 million views in 3 months.
So I thought I'd get on here myself.
Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign team has been on TikTok since February, but she created an individual account on July 25th, just 4 days after President Joe Biden dropped out of the race and endorsed her. The social media team for Harris is nearly identical to the team President Biden used, but Karp says they quickly adjusted their style in an astonishingly effective way.
There was this earnest enthusiasm, people playing around with it. Charlie XCX announcing that Kamala is brat. And then they were able to riff on that and play with it without going too far.
According to Zelf, a company analyzing and tracking TikTok posts, videos about the two campaigns are getting a similar number of views and posts. Their analytics show videos about Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, are overwhelmingly positive, while videos about Trump and running mate Senator J.D. Vance are mostly negative. Pew Research shows nearly a quarter of TikTok users say they see mostly liberal content. So what's the biggest piece of advice for candidates? Don't force it.
The thing for candidates to avoid is trying too hard to make themselves fit into a space where they don't belong, because then people can tell you don't belong here and this is cringe in a way that we're going to make fun of it.
But Karp also notes that while social media posts might be a good way to reach young voters, there's very little evidence to show those posts change a potential voter's mind. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News, Washington.